Hello everyone.
Hello，大家好。
So let's see. Let's try to figure out what happened in chapter 3 so far.
Yes.
Do you remember so we know about the three groups where we talked about them.
Yeah.
And then what happened was I think Anna was in Vicomte's group.
Yeah.
And what did Anna do?
Anna invite the beautiful woman Helen.
Elaine.
Helen to come to her group.
Okay, and then what do we find out about this Elaine?
Oh, it's so beautiful.
Right. So
I think so. There's one sentence I really love. So this one. Let me see. Here. So Helen was so lovely that not only did she not show any trace of coquetry, but on the contrary, she even appeared shy of her unquestionable and all too victorious beauty. Wow, this sentence, I think, if one woman can be described like that, oh, she's very, 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 very beauty. And she did, and the writer didn't say how beautiful.
They didn't describe anything about what she looked like, actually.
Yes.
Only about her shoulders were shapely. We got a lot more description from the other princess, Lise, right?
Yes, yes.
But we don't get much description about her.
Yeah. So, but make you think a lot.
Let me ask you this question. Do you think she has a different kind of beauty than Princess Lise?
Sure.
Okay, so what would you say is the difference?
Because you cannot use the language to describe how beautiful she is. Just unquestionable. I don't need to say any words. She's just a beauty.
What's the difference with the other one?
I think I don't know, I just guess. I guess she is very beautiful. And everybody, when they look at her, will love her, I
Which
think.
one?
Helen.
What about Prince Bogaskaya?
Yeah.
What about the other one?
I mean the princess?
Yeah.
The princess is much more like normal beauty.
Normal beauty?
Yeah, they have the very thin upper lip, right? And because she's pregnant and when she walk like a duck, So just normal beauty and very special beauty. So
Okay, fine. So I think you're saying that one's more like special beauty.
Yeah, and this
is
one
just like just
Victoria.
a standard of beauty kind
A
of.
standard beauty.
Okay. All right, let's continue.
Okay.
All right, let's go to the next page. And how love. So everybody said. I think we live about. Yeah, we saw that where she said across from the Vicomte, right?
Yeah.
And the Vicomte, what happened? He lifted his shoulders and dropped his eyes.
So what this mean? Means he be attracted by the woman, or?
Well, so I think when you lift your shoulder, maybe idea is you sit straighter. You sit straighter. So you maybe because you see a beautiful woman, you kind of sit a little bit straighter than normally you would sit.
Okay.
Just my guess. Okay, so let's see. So he's talking to her. Madame, I doubt my ability before such an audience. So what does that mean? Said he, smiling, inclining his head.
So he talked to Elaine.
Yes.
Madam, I doubt my ability before such an audience.
Well, we know he's very sure of himself, right? We know already he's very confident of himself.
Yeah, he's confident.
So here saying, I'm not so sure I can. I can do what I'm supposed to do before such. So what does a such mean? Before such you, essentially.
Yeah.
Because such honest means that including you.
Yeah.
The princess rested her bare round arm on a little table and considered a reply unnecessary. So she even didn't want to reply. She's kind of interesting that way.
The princess rests her
arm on a table.
Arm on a little table.
And consider reply unnecessary. She didn't need to reply.
Maybe a lot of men will say.
Yeah, in some sense, he's saying a compliment to her.
Yeah.
Okay. She smilingly waited. All the time the story was being told, she sat upright, glancing now at her beautiful round arm. So she's looking at her round arm, which is weird. Keep going.
What she said upright means
sitting straight.
Straight.
Yeah.
Okay.
Glancing at her round arm. Altered in shape by its pressure on the table. Now at her still more beautiful bosom, on which she readjusted a diamond necklace. So basically, she was looking at her arm,
Yes.
and also at her beautiful bosom, like her chest,
And the
she
shape.
readjusted the necklace, so she had a diamond necklace.
Oh,
there.
she looked at her own diamond.
No, she looked at the arm. She didn't say she looked at the diamond bracelet.
So
She
readjusted.
readjusted means she just
Change.
readjust, just position it again, reposition it.
Oh.
From time to time, she smoothed the folds of her dress, and whenever the story produced an effect, she glanced at Anna Pavlovna. At once adopted just the expression she saw on the maid of honor's face, and again relapsed into her radiant smile. So,
Can you be slow?
Sometimes she's
From
moved.
time to time, sometimes.
Yeah, she's moved the folds of her dress. So the folds is like, you have a fold
I
in your
know.
dress, you smooth it, right?
So
And
what
whenever-
does smooth mean?
Smoothed, just like make it smooth.
Make it smooth.
Yeah.
For straight and
And whenever the story produced an effect, so whenever the story produced like whatever, there's an effect.
in fact.
So the guy's talking, right? Because so whenever somebody's the audience says whatever, and they get some kind of effect.
Okay.
She glanced at Anna, so she looked at Anna.
Oh.
At once adopted just expression she saw on the maid of honor. So she adopted just expression she saw on the maid of honor. So who is the maid of honor? It's Anna, right? Anna is the maid of honor, right?
The maid of honor. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So what did she do? She
Adopted just so she took the expression, whatever Anna's expression was. So suppose Anna was like had
surprise.
her, I don't know. Suppose Anna had looking with his eyes open or something. Maybe she did her eyes open too, and then she went back to her radiant smile.
So means adopt means the follow,
No,
copy.
like you adopt a
Copy.
Yeah, it's kind of copy, but it just means like you adopt a child or adopt a dog, same thing.
Oh,
you take something. So you
So
adopt
she adopted the expression she saw on Anna's face.
Yes.
Oh, and again.
And relapsed, and then she went back to her smile. So she did whatever Anna was doing, just looking at her, like I adopted your expression, and then I go back to her radiant smile.
That means she didn't listen to the
Right.
man's-
She's looking at probably she's not listening. She just look at what Anna is doing, does the same thing, and then goes back to her smile. Right.
Okay, so kind of politeness but impatience.
Well, maybe she's not that interested. The little princess had also left the tea table and followed Elaine. So now the little princess went there.
Yeah.
Let's see who's talking about. I think the little princess
Little
is talking.
princess talk, yeah.
Wait a minute. I'll get my work. So it has to be the little princess because she's getting her work.
Yeah, the sewing
Yeah.
stuff.
Now then, what are you thinking of? She went on, turning to Prince Hippolyte. Fetch me my work bag. So she went over there, and then he talked to the prince, which is Prince Helene's brother, right? Prince Hippolyte. Fetch me my work bag. So she asked him to get her work bag.
Fetch my. So what she talked to?
Talk to Prince Hippolyte.
Prince Hippolyte is the
Elaine's brother.
Elaine's brother.
Yeah. Ask him to get something. Yeah.
It's the prince, another son, right?
Prince Vasilis. Yeah.
Oh.
There was a general movement as the princess, smiling and taking merrily to everyone at once. She sat down and gaily arranged herself in her seat. Again, remember last time we remember her sitting down, right? Again, everybody kind of like arranging herself in her, just like a little hen. You know, hen?
Yeah, 母鸡.
Yeah, right. So a hen sit down her nest. So it looks like the kind of idea because she's pregnant. So she's sitting down on the seat. Arrange herself in the seat.
So she was general movement as the prince is smiling and talking.
Well, general movement from who? There was a general movement from the audience. So people maybe saw her as she came over and...
People look at the princess.
Yeah. And then she went over and sat down, that's all.
Talking merrily to everyone at once, what does it mean?
Talking happily to everyone. And
so
she normally when she talks, she expects everybody's listening anyway. Remember that?
I remember.
So again, so it doesn't matter what she says. Even like, go fetch my bag or whatever. And whatever she just said now, she expects everybody's listening anyway.
Oh.
Okay.
Sit down.
Gaily, happily.
Happily, okay.
Now I'm all right, she said, and asking the Vicomte to begin, she took up her work. So again, everybody stopped for her just because she
Oh,
came and
she
sit
came
down
to
and
get
says,
her
"I'm
work."
okay now. You can continue."
But she took up her work.
Yeah, doesn't matter. That just means she's doing whatever.
Yeah.
Principalette, having brought the work bag, joined the circle, and moving chair closer to hers, seated himself beside her. So the prince is sitting beside Princess Lise, right? Nothing. She just got a chair and sat next to her. Okay.
Next to the Ellen?
No, Prince Lise or Princess Bukovskaya. The little princess. Okay.
The little princess joined the circle, moving chair to her, seated
The
himself.
prince joined the circle.
The princess.
The prince.
Oh, prince, another person.
Same, Principalite.
Oh, this is son.
Yes.
Also joined the circle and
Yes.
sit beside the
Little princess.
little princess. Okay.
Le Charmant Hippolyte was surprising by his extraordinary resemblance to his beautiful. So I guess the Prince Hippolyte was also very beautiful. So he resembles his beautiful sister. But
what?
yet,
What? Can you slow down?
The charming Hippolyte. That's what Le Charmant Hippolyte.
Charming. It's a man, right?
Yes.
Was surprised by his.
Was surprising. Not he. He was not surprised. He was
surprising.
surprising. That means when you look at him, people are surprised. That's what I mean. He was surprising. So by his extraordinary resemblance to his beautiful sister, he looked like his sister. Doesn't matter. But yet more by the fact that in spite of this resemblance, he was exceedingly ugly. Interesting.
I don't understand.
So he resembles his sister.
Resemblance mean? Resemblance mean?
Just looks like. You make resemblance just like I remember something. Resemblance make me remember something. So when people see him, they think, oh, he looks like his sister. But's more interesting is that in spite of his resemblance, although he looks like her, he was exceedingly ugly. He was not pretty like his sister. He was exceedingly ugly. That's what it says there.
I don't understand.
Which part?
So this whole sentence.
No, it's not true. You understand some part of the sentence.
No, I don't understand.
Which part you don't understand?
This one.
What?
He's extraordinarily resembled to his beautiful sister. So it mean when he see his sister, he feel.
No, he's not looking at it. He's not doing anything in this case.
Surprising, ma.
He's not surprising. When people look at him, they're surprised by. That's another way to look at it. When people look at him, they're surprised by. That's another way to read this particular part.
Is the people surprised by him?
Yes, by his resemblance to his beautiful sister.
Resemblance means what? Sorry, I forgot.
How much he looks like.
How much he looks like. Oh, people feel surprising when he look at his sister.
No, nothing about. See, there's no action here. It's just saying that it is very surprising. If you want to put it that way, it's very surprising. It's very surprising means like it's very interesting. If you want to think about it, it's very interesting. You don't have no action here. It's very interesting that this guy looks so much like his sister.
Looks so much like his sister.
Yes.
Looks the same.
Resemblance. Looks like.
Looks like means the same.
What do you think?
Looks like.
Do you think it looks different then?
It means he is very handsome.
No, it didn't say that. It just says looks like. Resemblance.
Looks like. Look at sister, but
yet even more surprised by the fact that although he looked like his sister, he was
Yeah.
exceedingly ugly. He was not beautiful like his sister.
Oh.
So you're surprised by two things. One, he sort of looks like his sister, but two, he's actually not beautiful but ugly.
It's impossible because sister.
It doesn't matter. There's a resemblance. Resemblance just means he has some features which very similar. You can tell they're brother and sister.
Oh, resemblance.
Right. You can tell that they're brother and sister.
Oh.
But then he's not beautiful like his sister. He's actually ugly.
Ugly. Okay.
His features were like his sister's, but in her case, everything was lit up by joyous. Everything was lit up again, light.
Light.
Yeah, everything was lit up, meaning by light up.
Light up by
a joyous, self-satisfied, youthful, and constant smile of animation. So she was always smiling. She was young and felt satisfied, meaning happy, right? And by the wonderful classic beauty of her figure. So she had this classic beauty of her figure.
What? He had the classic.
She had.
Classic beauty on her face. Oh, you talk about she, not him.
No, it's all about she now.
This the brother, right? And
Yes.
his feature will look like he. No, it's his feature.
Yes, but you have to read the next part. But while in her case.
But well, in her case.
In her case means the sister's
case.
Everything was lit up. So in her case, everything was lit up by a joyous. Yes.
By joyous means.
Joy. Joy. What is joy, please?
Happy.
What do you think joy is?
Happiness.
Okay, fine. Can we go next page, please? Self-satisfied. Satisfied, you know.
No.
You've just finished this lunch. Are you satisfied or not satisfied?
Huh?
You just finished eating lunch. Is your stomach satisfied or not satisfied?
Oh, satisfied.
Yeah. Are you satisfied or not satisfied?
Self-satisfied. Okay. Used for and
constant smile. Of animation.
Animation means
that she's moving. If you think about it.
Oh, and by wonderful classic beauty on her figure.
Off, not on. Off her figure.
Off her figure.
Now let's talk about her case. His case is his face, on the contrary, was dulled by imbecility and a constant expression of sullen self-confidence. So instead of her, which has this light up thing, his face was dulled. Dulled means what? You can imagine less light if you like. Think about the one is like more light, the other one is like not sharp. We talked about dulled before. You know, a pencil is sharp.
Yeah, you tell.
Dulled means not
knife.
sharp.
The
knife is sharp.
Is dull.
Yeah, so his face was dulled, right? Made not sharp by the imbecility. Imbecility means like kind of not very sharp, not very smart looking kind of like face, right? So maybe he has his mouth open all the time or whatever, right? But imbecility, and had a constant expression of sullen self-confidence. So actually it's interesting. So not only did he look by imbecility, but his he had a constant expression of sullen means not very happy self-confidence.
Sullen self-confidence, not very happy self-confidence.
Yeah, I don't know. Sullen means not very joyful self-confidence. So she had a very joyful self-confidence, right?
She had, but he had a not very joyful self-confidence.
Yeah. Well, his body was thin and his body was thin and weak. So he was not like full, strong, whatever.
Yeah.
His eyes, nose, and mouth all seemed puckered into a vacant, wearied grimace. And his arms and legs always fell into unnatural positions. So his arms and legs were always kind of like a little bit weird. Kind of like he was thin and weak and kind of like maybe holding himself up like that, like weird position, right?
Weird position.
Not natural. Doesn't look natural.
Okay, so what is weekend mean?
Empty.
Empty.
Yeah.
Seemed puckered into empty. His mouth also seemed
puckered. Puckered is like this. Pucker.
Oh my god. Pucker means not happy, huh?
No, pucker means like it's just like they normally try not to do that. Right? So we try not to pucker your lips. Pucker into a vacant, wearied, kind of tired grimace. Grimace is just a kind of just a not smiling thing, okay?
Not smiling.
And his arms and legs always fell into unnatural positions.
This part I understand. I just don't understand this part. This means his mouth is...
Eyes, nose, and mouth all seem puckered.
Oh.
Okay, so normally you just say puckered is just your mouth. But here, it says his eyes, nose, and mouth. So had this kind of like maybe boring or not doing anything kind of face.
So those is bad words, right?
What do you mean by bad? It's just vacant means empty.
Empty.
Wearied means tired. Grimace means like grimace is like instead of smiling, that's a grimace.
Angry?
No, not angry.
You see, it's instead of smiling, right?
No, it's like grimace is just it's not. You don't have to be angry if you're not smiling.
Annoying?
No.
Just like your face.
Yeah, like my face. Great.
Oh my god. Okay. Okay, so I think you want to read one more paragraph?
Sure. Why don't we just... We already figured out what he looks like, so might as well see what he says.
Okay.
It's not going to be a ghost story, said he, sitting down beside the princess and hastily adjusting his lorgnette, as if without this instrument he could not begin to speak. So I don't know what it is that he's adjusting, but maybe it is a cigarette in his mouth. I don't know what lorgnette is. But he had something that he talked. She's asking probably asking what they're talking about.
Oh, and he's sitting down beside the prince.
But now we know, as he says, it's gonna be a ghost story because remember the murder duke, right?
Yeah.
So maybe they're still talking about the murder duke.
Murder duke, and he said, adjusting his. What does this mean?
Again, hastily means quickly.
Quickly, hastily means quickly
Adjusting his lorgnette. Just like the princess was adjusting her necklace. Prince Elaine was adjusting.
Yeah,
so
but
he's adjusting
just
something
his,
else.
Yeah.
Lorgnette could be like a cigarette or something. I don't know. I'm just guessing what it is. I don't know what that is. As if without this instrument, he could not begin to speak. So like he had to adjust it before talking.
The instrument means what?
Just like a music instrument.
Music instrument.
Before you play music, you need to adjust your music instrument, right? You need to like put on your mouth or whatever, right? So he needed to adjust this thing because without adjusting it, almost like he couldn't speak. So we don't know what it is. You can look it up. What's lorgnette? I don't know what that is.
Yeah. So this word I think is important.
It's not that important. It's just some piece of clothing or something on his mouth. A pair of glasses. Okay, that's all.
Oh, so just his glasses.
So he's like this. He says this and then he can talk. If he adjusts this, then he can talk.
Oh, okay. This is what he said.
No, he didn't say that. What do you mean?
No, I mean this paragraph is what he said. Is this not going to?
Yes, but the point here is not about that. The point is that he had a couple of things going on, so he had to do a couple of things. He had to adjust this thing, and without adjusting, like he can't talk. That's what he's sort of saying, right? And then Vincent just answers this. "Why, no, my dear fellow," said that astonished narrator, shrugging his shoulders. So he's not talking about ghost story, so he feels maybe this is kind of funny that Prince Hippolyte asking whether it's a ghost story or not.
Okay.
Okay, so you try to get too narrowed down on like what everything means. Not that important. What is it saying mostly? Like first is the description of Prince Hippolyte, right? And what is the description about? How did the description begin?
Who?
Prince Hippolyte.
Who?
Prince Hippolyte. We've been talking about him just now.
He just looks not very handsome.
Yeah, but...
And kind of weak.
Yes.
I think he also don't interested in this story, I think.
Where'd you get that idea?
Because look what he said. He said it's not going to be a ghost story.
That doesn't mean he's not interested. That means he may be very interested.
No, for me, my feeling is he's not very interested in this.
How do you know? He just came. How'd you get that idea?
I don't know. I just get that idea.
Well,
because his sister don't interested in, right?
That's true, but doesn't mean that he's not. He just looks. He has parts which look like his sister. Doesn't say anything like he's going to behave like his sister.
Maybe he just don't know what happened.
Huh?
Maybe he just don't know what happened.
But why'd you say he's not interested then?
This just kind of feeling. I feel he's not interested in the story.
I don't know. I don't get that feeling at all. I mean, in general, he is kind of like has a very different expression than his sister, but it doesn't say anything like he's not interested to listen. Okay. Shall we stop for today?
Okay.
All right.